Oh, did y'all miss us? We was gone for a week. Well, not a week. I just didn't feel like doing the show last week because of circumstances that happened prior. And he was on the beach playing basketball too, but he was on the beach.
I was doing some things.
But we are back. Oh man, we got a lot to talk about. Well, we're gonna pretty much be talking about March Madness, a little NFL stuff, but tournament, boys and girls, a lot happening over there. And we got our Final Four. I know before this tournament started, me and him both said we have no idea who's winning this thing. And I think I saw something that said only 6 brackets had the Final Four correct, which...
Word?
Yeah.
Who are those people?
That's what I want to know. I was hoping on Texas. I had Texas winning the national title, but just because the way they were playing coming into the tournament, they were just beating the brakes off everybody, and then they started turning the ball over, and then they lost. But
well, unfortunately, Jay Wright retired, or else I'd have had Villanova. They would have made the tournament. But you know what's good about the tournament? About the Final Four too? UConn is back on the map.
Yeah, they're the only brand right now that's recognizable in this tournament. I mean, some people don't even consider them a blue blood just because of their location, because they're freaking Storrs, Connecticut, and I know you've been to Storrs, Connecticut. I've driven through Storrs, Connecticut, and
it's Connecticut.
Somebody said it's Alabama up north, but for white people. No.
You know, I went to Cambridge Prep School in Middle Connecticut, and my dad went to Central Connecticut. And driving up there, he said, you know, TJ, people in Connecticut are just different. And coming from him, that's heavy.
Yeah. I've met a few. I've met some cool ones, but yeah,
they're in the mix of a New England and a New Yorker.
They're confused.
So it's just like, sometimes you get the best of both worlds, sometimes you get the worst of both worlds. Usually, when it comes to sports, that's where Connecticut turned into the worst.
Yeah.
They really don't know who to ride with. My roommate was from Connecticut, and he was like a avid Celtics fan, but he loved the Yankees. And I'm like,
confusion.
Are you okay?
Confusion. That's hilarious. That's actually funny. And then we got Florida and Atlantic and San Diego State. I feel like San Diego State throughout the years, they've kind of been knocking on the door. Yeah. They'll make it to the Elite 8, Sweet 16, and then they just won't have that thing. But then this year, it's just they finally got over it, and they'll be going against Florida Atlantic. Intriguing matchup.
I think that comes with a little bit of luck. You know, certain teams losing and dropping off, and happens. Granted, they have been progressing throughout the years. They don't have like a big star like they've had in the past, which usually you'd think you'd be a little more successful with your stars. But, you know, sometimes you're better off with just a well-balanced team.
Remember when I texted you, when we saw guys, I said the tournament is all about experience nowadays with all these one-and-dones now. As I'm looking through the San Diego State roster, they have a bunch of juniors and seniors on the team. And I don't care how many freshmen, 5-star freshmen you bring.
And then you really don't even have the upper echelon of the 5 stars because they go to the G League. So you're missing out on some talent as well. Mm-hmm. So, hey, capitalize on who's in front of you and just keep moving forward and winning. But FAU, quality team. One thing about these 4 teams, I wrote in my notes, Miami, they had all 5 starters in double figures. So they're a well-balanced team. San Diego State, they're heavy on the defensive end. They had 9 steals and 8 blocks versus Alabama. UConn, they're just an overall just good team. And they shoot the lights out. And they play deep too, because they held Gonzaga to 10% from the 3 and 33 from the 2. And they shot 55.
And they had Timmy in foul trouble early. They had him.
Yeah, that was tough. Yeah, that was tough. I thought they would have let Timmy play a little more, because some of those fouls. That's a little. Come on, you got to swallow your whistle with that one, Paul.
Yeah.
But also too with FAU, 4 of their stars were double figure, and they out rebound Kansas State by 22. So they have different elements that they're good at, because FAU got that big. Yeah. And in Division I basketball in the tournament, you need some solid guards and a big.
Yeah, you just need one. You just need one because the tournament is all about the guard play.
Yeah.
You get because what I've seen from a lot of these teams, they got 3 guards. At least most of them got 3 guards that can do something. You got 3 guards that can do something, and just one big that could just be there and be a big. You're good. It's gonna be hard to beat you.
And he's solid, and he's a smart big too, and he's foreign too. So their skill set's a little different.
You're right. And then we're looking at Miami. They look like they was about to be ran out the gym, but once again, Texas started turning the ball over, and then the dude, the half Asian, half black dude, looked like
Oh, you talking about Isaiah Wong?
Looked like the scribe from Mulan.
Isaiah Wong.
Yeah. He looked like the scribe from Mulan.
He definitely like a half dragon.
I ain't trying to be stereotyping. I was looking at him like, this dude looks like that dude from Mulan. Like,
well, at least they shut the Asian light on him and not me anymore. But yes, I'm just light-skinned, folks. But I had Miami winning that game because Gina had Texas winning, so I just got to go against her at all times. But now, honestly, I love Texas. I love
like
that team. How they played all year. Their guys are solid. Their bigs came up strong in the some tournament games early in the tournament. But
it's turnovers.
Miami, and I'm rooting for Joseph, man. You got one guy from Massachusetts out there representing. You got to show him some love.
And there was what's his name? 1 second. Let me try to remember. Let me remember his name. He was perfect from the field. Miller.
Yeah.
Jordan Miller. He ain't miss a shot. That was key. He didn't miss a shot, and he ain't miss a free throw.
And you want to know what's dangerous about Miami? He's not even their best player
At all.
But he's like their second leading scorer.
Yeah.
Isaiah Wong, but Miami's a team that they let their best players clear out and go to work. Mm-hmm. And that's tough in the tournament just because system basketball isn't as successful compared to just getting a bucket when you have high-profile guys that can just get you one.
And you saw it with Wong in the second half because he had it was being nice, but he had a terrible first half, and then the second half he got it going, and then down the stretch, seemed like down the stretch, whatever shot they put up, it wasn't the basket just got wider and wider and wider and wider.
Because they made smart decisions too. You see how Wong got deep, they'll do a turnaround jumper or fadeaway, just putting pressure on the defense until they stop you, and then you're just making the right decision. Yeah,
definitely. And then you got the UConn Miami one, the 2 coaches, Hurley and Larinaga. Larinaga, this is 17 years after he took
UNLV?
No.
I'm about to say, because that
he took what was the team?
Who?
The Miami coach. He took the team to the Final Four back in 06. It was Norfolk, some school in Virginia.
Norfolk State?
No, I don't think it was Norfolk State. But they beat UConn in the Elite 8. They beat that number 1 UConn team with Rudy Gay, Marcus Williams, and the dude from Canada that can shoot. I forget his name.
Denham Brown.
Yeah.
100 points.
Yeah. They beat that team, man. He was there. So this is 17 years to the
date. He had 110 points in the game, actually.
He had over 100. He had over 100. So, and then you got Hurley, who was coming from high school, legendary. His dad's a legendary coach. He was coaching under his dad, and then making that transfer and getting UConn back to what it is. So it's UConn, last 25 years. I think they got 6 Final Four appearances, 4 national titles. It's that's the most in that span.
Yeah,
I'm a team.
I was gonna say, college basketball is in a great space when UConn's good. Mm-hmm. You don't even have to be a UConn fan, but when UConn's good, they've shown, and just college basketball is just better.
It's just good when a team from the Northeast is making a deep run.
Yeah, they got some hoopers.
Because in all reality, people really care about the Northeast. All the other sides of this.
It's just the skill. Yeah. Granted, you all are very athletic when it comes to that skill, though.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So, and now we move to the women's side of things. The women's Final Four. This is kind of interesting. So the women's. So I've been looking up stuff. So the women's games have been drawing more viewers than the males, and I only equate that to a couple things. One, you got marquee teams, South Carolina making another Final Four appearance. LSU because of their coach, winning it at Baylor, and then over here, and then Iowa, you got Caitlin Clark.
Of course. She's
like three of these teams, they got players, well-known players. You got Aaliyah Boston in South Carolina.
I'll give you another one. They're on ESPN. Because think about it. I'm sure I'm the only person that did this. For the past couple of weeks when this tournament's been going on, I go to ESPN thinking it's on. I'm like, oh, it's on True TV, TBS, CBS. So it's like the girls is just there. So sometimes you might not want to try to find the men's game. And then you find out who's playing.
Because like these ones, it's like the marquee names, especially for the South Carolina Iowa game. You got Leah Boston and Caitlin Clark, who's probably going to win Naismith Player of the Year after the game she had. She had a 42-point triple-double.
I thought it was just 40.
It was something like that. It was either 40 or 42 points.
It was like 40,
12 and 10.
Like, 10.
Yeah, just that's what you call putting a team on your back.
That's what she's been doing her whole career over there. They're just now catching up with her.
Yeah, definitely. And it's gonna be it'll probably be the most watched games because South Carolina they're trying to repeat, and it's hard repeating. I think they've been like 3 Final Fours. Three out of the last 4 Final Fours, and with the talent they got over there, it's like, man, this sure to be one of them games. And then LSU Virginia Tech got the girl that's always dancing after everything and taunting people.
She nice though.
She is, and then you got her head coach who not a lot of people are a fan of, but
she's very outspoken.
I think a lot of people don't like her because of the whole Brittany Griner thing. How she just like acted like she never coached her and was just like brushing it aside and stuff like that and had nothing to say about that.
We don't really know the relationships between some of these coaches, man, and players. Because remember, when you're in college, you're basically an adult. Granted, you're younger than your coaches is, but you're mature enough to be able to settle things like mature adults. Who knows their relationship?
It probably wasn't a good one. She was probably there just to hoop.
I mean, I talk to only certain coaches myself, so it's just one of them things.
Yeah, and then Virginia Tech. I honestly don't know nothing about Virginia Tech. I have no clue who their best player is. Sorry, Virginia Tech.
We do
none whatsoever.
We know they're number 1 seed, so that means they're pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, is it good? Coming out the ACC? Hey, good luck to Virginia. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be an intriguing matchup. And unlike the men's one, you got all the top seeds. Well, top 3 seeds or whatever. You got 1, 2.
Remember,
1, 2, 3.
We already talked about how women's sports are. If they're just better than you, 9.5 times out of 10, they're gonna beat you. Mm-hmm. That's just what it is. They don't play with their food. You ever seen a lion and a lioness? One sleeps the majority of the day and hunts for like 4 hours. The other one is straight animal, vicious, and she has babies.
Oh man, that is funny. We got 2 1s, a 2, and a 3. There we go. So sure to be, and the games will be this Friday. So it's sure to be an interesting matchup. If it's that South Carolina LSU in the national title, it's gonna be quite entertaining because I think they played earlier and there was like some chirping happening in that game.
They did, and what's the name they didn't do to homegirl from LSU?
Reese.
Reese had a rough game.
I think there was I think she had the intention. She had the intention. I just think they didn't want her doing all that dancing and stuff.
But
like
LSU
that.
got some guys though.
Yeah,
they got some. They can hoop.
Yeah. But Aaliyah Boston, there's some tough players on this in this stretch. So, women's Final Four is Friday. The men's Final Four is Saturday. So if you ain't doing nothing, you should watch it. And the girls' game goes fast too. Literally, it don't.
Because it's not a hackathon.
Yeah.
They're not that, that brute me overpowering you stuff doesn't happen too much in the game. There's a couple girls, Reach kind of plays like that at times because she's a big, but for the most part, it's all skill set. They play solid defense. They don't reach too much. They play discipline. Women always play the game the right way.
Yeah, 2 hours max, and we out of there. It's not like I don't like that. Last 2 minutes of a game, it's taking like 2 hours just to finish, and people got stuff to do. All right,
Thanks.
all right. Last night the McDonald's All-American game took place in Houston. Seems like Houston's the spot to be. Wasn't it like? Didn't it just used to be in one location at one point before they started spreading it out, or did they always just spread it out differently?
I'm not positive because I remember they came to the Garden or at the Fleet Center at the time when I was like in 8th grade. Darius Miles and them.
Yeah.
So I thought they might have been traveling for some time or might have had it in Madison Square Garden.
I think I read somewhere they had it in Chicago for a while before.
But see, that might be correct. But I remember the Round Ball Classic used to be there too. The Jordan Classic is also, I think, in Chicago. No, I'm not positive. But they don't even have the Round Ball Classic anymore.
No. Too many games, man. Too many high school games.
Yeah.
Them kids play too many games.
Yeah, they do.
Way too many. But actually, that McDonald's All-American, did you watch the rest of it when you got home?
I watched the third, a little bit of the fourth, but I didn't watch the ending. But I heard it was good though.
Yeah, the last 5 minutes, it really got competitive. DeJuan Wagner, he kind of took over late in that second half. And late in that game, and Isaiah Collier, man, missed 2 free throws, like big time free throw. This is to tie or take the lead, and he missed both of them. And I was like,
this is why there was co-MVPs, because he had 25 and DJ Wagner only had 19.
Yeah.
So like he really should have got the MVP if he would have sealed the deal.
Yeah. That's pretty much the moments. It's like this is the moment. You're gonna be experiencing these type of moments, especially when you're going to college.
But even like a McDonald's All-American game, that is kind of like the moment.
Yeah.
You're never gonna forget that one.
You gotta make those free throws. Don't have a Darius Washington Jr. moment. Like.
Shout out to Aiden Holloway, AKA Biz. I've been hearing about him since he was like a sophomore.
That's the dude going to Auburn?
Yeah, the point guard. Yeah.
He came in there, and because the East started out slow, and then he came in and just gave him some energy, and he nice. Yeah, he was. And shout out to Bronny too. He had 15.
Yeah, I mean
hitting them corner thing.
I mean the whole world shouting out Bronny. So who else played?
What's the dude? What's the dude? The other dude going to Kentucky with DJ Wagner, the lefty Edwards. Edwards, yeah.
Stewart was out there.
There was some guys
I want to see what Reed Shepard gonna do.
Yeah.
Just because you don't really hear about too many, player of the years coming from Kentucky, going to Kentucky and actually producing.
What was it? Anderson, Derek Anderson was the last one.
I didn't even know he was from Kentucky.
Yeah. yeah.
And I like Derek.
I think that was.
Did not know. He's the original Team Jordan, by the way.
Yeah. I think Derek Anderson was the last notable one from Kentucky.
And that's just rare for hometown talents to stay in state and to be great. So I would honestly love to see it happen.
And he's second generation. Both parents went to Kentucky.
Oh, it's like a movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dad won 2 national titles at Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
Mom was like, Mom's like a leading scorer, all-time leading scorer, something like that.
Yeah, he got some big shoes to fill.
For real.
And overalls out there.
And they were saying that the mom is the bucket getter. She's a bucket getter.
Bro, I just told you about the lion and the lioness. The nurturer is the dangerous one. Mm-hmm. And the one that looks scary just be hanging out.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see what some of these guys will do on the next level too, because they definitely show their skills. I mean, some of them, if they could still go straight to the league from high school, there was like 2 or 3 of them that could make that leap.
It's just tough in games like this because granted everybody doesn't get equal time. Yeah. The starters get more time obviously, but it's just tough for everybody to shine. I compare this to when people ask me like going to like combines and things like this. I'm like, this was kind of like you gotta do what you can do with a short amount of touches and be as efficient, as productive as possible. Yeah,
because you're getting like 5 or 7 shots.
And you can't pout and complain when things don't go your way. You still have to look like a pro or look like a Division I athlete.
Yeah. I think also with these type of games, if you're naturally a scorer, this is one of them games you could show off your other skill set because
that's what it is.
Yeah, because you have so many other guys that probably could do the same thing. So it's like, you know what?
Sometimes like you might be a scorer, but you'll come in the gym and there's a guy who's just elite at scoring. So it's like, all right, he's gonna get like 25 shots.
Yeah.
I gotta make these and I do other things so I can get more touches. You know what I mean? That's all it is. Get steals, deflections, blocks. You know.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So. That, I'm pretty sure they're going to rerun that McDonald's All-American game if you didn't catch it, but it was a good one. It was definitely a good one. I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. Right before I started playing Call of Duty again.
Yeah, I need to get on that.
Man, I'm stuck on the same spot for one.
I got to come help you.
No, I already did everything. I got rid of all the enemies and stuff like that, but it's like, all right, what now? I think I'm supposed to find like the weapons or something. It's like, yo, give me.
I got you, Moo, because you know.
A tutorial.
You know, I pay attention to detail a little more. So it's all good,
man,
bro.
Yeah, it's annoying. Man, it's annoying. NFL news, quickly on the NFL. So Lamar Jackson tweeted, I think it was yesterday or the day before, he tweeted that as of March 2nd, he requested a trade from the Ravens because they can't work out a contract. You know, they franchise tagged him, so technically the Ravens don't have to trade him, but he requested the trade, so it's trying to get his money, and if not, I think he's going to sit out. That's what it's leading towards to, because all these other teams who have horrible quarterbacks that been having horrible quarterbacks are just made up their minds they're not going to trade for him, which makes zero sense, especially after a year when people were trying their hardest to trade for Deshaun Watson, but now they're using the Deshaun Watson contract as a way to like, nah, we can't pay him back because they paid that dude that. It was just like, all right, but there's a bunch of quarterbacks that's about to set the market again, because Herbert's up for a contract, Jalen Hurts is going to be up for a contract, a couple other quarterbacks that had big years, and it's like, all right, you guys don't want to pay him, but the market's just going to keep going up. So you either should pay him, or you're going to be stuck in the trash can if you don't bring him back.
You know, I always had an issue with this relationship, or this marriage, you want to call it. Jackson with the Ravens, they have the nerve to not want to pay this man this money after what they put his body through. I don't want him to be the next RG3 based on how his years have, you know what I mean, panned out. Like, think about it. In 12 games this year, he's had 112 rushing attempts, and the highest other running back had 109. That's the second highest. And he's your quarterback. That's the issue. He's not, granted, he's a dual quarterback, but he doesn't play two positions. His injury timeline, on October 7, 2020, patella sprain. January 16, 2021, concussion, third quarter playoffs. He's out for the playoffs, out for the game. Season over. September 29th, lower labrum sprain. December 12th, 2021, ankle sprain, week 14. I think he ended up not finishing it out, right?
Yeah, that was against the Jaguars, I think.
December 4th, 2022, knee PCL sprain. Missed the final 6 games in the playoffs. So I already told you his usage rate was always going to be the issue.
While in the pocket, too.
Yeah, but remember his usage rate? I always said that, and his body looks like it's shutting down. Slowly, unfortunately, I don't know what they're going to do, but the man deserves that money.
Here is their quarterback roster. Tyler Huntley, good backup. Anthony Brown, and James Prosh II, who's actually a wide receiver. But if in the emergency cases, he'll be the quarterback. So that is what they're dealing with. So, and they haven't picked up no other quarterback during this free agency period. So it's like you're gonna go into the season.
Yeah, and my whole issue with like these fans and stuff is like they talk about we don't know his body can hold up and all this. The Ravens are the reason why his body is like this. The coaching staff is the reason why his body is like this, because they don't know how to pick plays and how to utilize the man's arm and actually have full confidence in the man as a passer. Granted, he does, tuck it and run, but I'm sure he preferred to throw the ball because his mom, him and his mom wanted to be a quarterback, not a running back or wide receiver. So
when your leading wide receiver is your tight end with with 847 receiving yards on 113 targets. You would think you would want to invest in some receivers that could get open. Or you also would think when J.K. Dobbins was complaining about not getting enough touches, you would think you would, give the ball to your young running backs. So you got 3 running backs that could actually produce.
Question.
You would think they would do that, but...
Question, this man also won an MVP, right?
Yeah, he won an MVP.
That was kind of rhetorical, but because I knew, but my whole thing is they're acting like the man doesn't have the skill set to be great.
Right.
So why don't you put the weapons around him to be great?
They always want to move the needle. They want to move the needle. I mean, with so much praise that they give Josh Allen and what he does, it's like they come into the seasons with high expectations all the time, and they fluster, and they flounder. And he has the weapons. He's got the receivers. He got the running backs. He's got the defense. It's like all these other guys got all that. This guy, he's just dealing with like good, not great receivers, and he's making them all look good, but doing what the most he can. And plus, just a level like Simon he brings to the team is like people want to go see Lamar.
That's why I'm like the Ravens just have the nerve. Me personally, how many contracts he got so far?
I think he's still on his rookie deal.
Oh, because I'm like, if I'm him, if I got 2 contracts already, I might just sit out and retire. Because all this wear and tear on his body this early in his career, it's like, how much longer you think he
might end up sitting out. Sure, he might pull the Emmitt Smith move. Remember, Emmitt Smith sat out. The Cowboys lost their first couple games, and then maybe we should pay this guy. Might have to take that route.
It's just insulting because you would think as an organization they would do better for their players.
You would think, right?
Especially the climate that football is still in.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I already said the Pats should, we've seen enough Max. I've seen enough Max sauce. So, make that trade.
I don't never want to hear no Max sauce ever again. Whoa.
We're going to Athletes Corner. Athletes Corner, Lynn Classical football. Check this out. Hello and welcome to another edition of Athletes Corner, and we got 4 guys with shades and 1 without. We got Lynn Classical football here. I don't think Peter got the memo about the shades.
Didn't get the memo, bro. Messed up.
But the rest of the guys did. We got Jordan Delgado here. We got Walter here. Yoel Sosa here. Nick is here, and the shadeless one, Peter.
Yo.
Fellas, how y'all doing?
Doing good.
All right, it's been a while since I talked to y'all. I think, Thanksgiving was the last time I talked to you guys. You guys ended the season with the dub, but since then, how's everything been for y'all?
Everything's good, just moving on, trying to get through school and stuff like that, figuring out, what's next.
Yeah, I hear that. All right, let's talk about y'all season. Y'all had a great season. Ended up finishing off with the dub over in English, but there was a lot of turmoil in the season with just injuries, because there was a point where it seemed like the injury bug just kept on hitting you guys week after week. How were you guys just able to just overcome all that, because you were losing key pieces to the roster, but you had other guys step up too?
I feel like the young guys were a big part of it, because they stepped up.
Yeah.
They were really good help stepping up.
Yeah. Nick, for you as a senior, how proud of you were you of those guys? How proud of all you were you of those guys for just seeing them get their names called and they took advantage of the opportunity?
We were really proud, because it just brought the team closer. I feel like everybody, there was more unity in the team.
For sure.
And we all just it wasn't like the older guys were sticking with themselves and the freshmen were left to their own. We were more of a family than in previous years.
Yeah. That was also
Oh, no, I agree with him. But yeah, the young guys stepped up when we needed them. They put all the effort into it. Because some don't get playing time, and when they do, they try their hardest. Someone gets injured, they're ready.
Yeah, definitely. Walter, what was it like when you saw Tyron just break out the way he did in that span, when he was just having all those big rushing games? As a whole lineman, what was it like?
I just felt good blocking for him. I was proud of him. Like, that's a freshman coming up, you know, like, good thing for him.
Were you guys surprised at all the success he had and what he did, the way he was producing?
Yeah, no.
No, it was like such a short span of time. He just like.
But it was just surprising because, like, here comes a freshman out of nowhere, you know. You don't really expect nothing, just being here the 4 years, and then he just comes out, and, you know, it's good to see stuff like that because, you know, that's the future of classical.
Yeah, he has 3 years. I want to see what he does with that.
Wait, exactly. He had 1,000 yards, right?
Yeah.
As a freshman.
As a freshman, bro, it's huge.
It's actually crazy.
Yeah. Jordan, you too. You stepped up too. When you guys had some injuries in the backfield too. You had some moments in that span too, where you had some big games, some big rushing games too. Was that just you also taking that advantage and just stepping up?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, you get your parts and you try to make a highlight every play you can. That's what football. That's what it's all about. So, you know, when coach gave me that opportunity to play fullback, I try to take that advantage and, you know, just do the best I could do to make him proud, just for myself, you know, just being a part of classical.
Yeah. What was the game that you guys would say was really a standout game for the team that kind of was like, you guys were happy with the victory? I know you're happy with every victory, but what was kind of that game that gave you guys that feeling like we really got this one?
Revere. For sure. Yeah, for sure.
100%.
Every year we've been at.
It was like 6 years we didn't beat them.
Yeah.
We haven't beat
broke the
them.
chain, so.
And this year we like set out to beat Revere.
Yeah.
The goal was like we always want to win Thanksgiving and make it a playoffs, but we were most proud of Revere. Coming out and winning that game in Revere.
Especially that we were down too. You know, I mean, like a comeback. Everyone was doing their part. Everyone doing their hardest. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
It was a great victory.
What was said, because they did have that lead late in the game. You guys made that push in the fourth quarter. What was said on the sidelines during that time when you guys down in that before that fourth quarter started?
It was just like
Beat Revere.
just let it be known like it's all mental at that point. You know, just. People always say like, oh, like have the least amount of mistakes you can, but you also gotta have like the least amount of mental mistakes. Like if you miss your blocking opportunity, just on to the next play. Can't get caught up on the last play because people get too in their heads upon that, and then you know that holds you back. So you just gotta keep fighting because you know that was their senior night. It was a big game.
And then, correct me if I'm wrong, was that coming off the Malden game? Did you guys?
Yeah, it was right after the Malden game.
Yeah. Talk about that because you guys come off a big win on the road in Malden. And, you know, sometimes there'd be like a letdown. But how were you guys just not able to let that, just put that win beside you and then move on to that one and not try to have any setbacks?
I think it was just Malden prepared us for Revere. But after we beat Malden, it was like our mindset was just beat Revere. It was just beat Revere.
Yeah, coach always made sure it was just like on to the next, like the 24-hour rule. You get 24 hours to celebrate, and then it's just all right, on to the next game.
Yeah. Got something on that?
No, I just agree with Joel and Jordan.
Yeah, definitely. All right, and then leading up to that, I mean, you talk about you guys were in the postseason. I mean, great, you guys didn't get to where you want to be, but you guys got a chance to play in the postseason. You played 2 years in a row? I played 2 years in a row. I can't remember. But just the experience of playing in the postseason, what was that like? You know, not a lot of teams get that chance to even make the postseason, and what was that experience like just for you guys to play in the playoffs?
You know, I mean, it's huge. That's everyone's goal to make it to the playoffs, and that's really time like you got to tee up. Like that's a time where all that other regular season stuff's like that's all aside. Now it's just playoff times, and you're just worried about the next team. You know.
And for each of you, what's it been like having playing for Coach Vaughn? Everybody knows he does a lot of good stuff around the community. He helps a lot of players. But what was it like for you guys? Him knowing you guys since you were young, and then now he's gonna see you guys graduate and move on to college. But what's one thing you all will miss about him?
I'll go first. Well, you know, it's my first year playing. I didn't play last year. I was injured. And then Coach Vaughn, you know, he brought me in. He used to pick me up in the summer for practice. You know, I'll be blessed for that. You know, he taught me, you know, like more about football. Like I didn't really like feel like playing it. And then he made me like love the game, love the passion for it. And for that, I always be grateful for Coach Vaughn.
Yeah. I love Coach Vaughn. He's a great person. He loves the game of football, and I think.
He on scout team with y'all, and you try to.
Yeah. I think like growing up with the sport, under him was like a great experience, like from freshman year, just like getting more involved with his coaching and understanding his philosophies was cool.
He just made everything fun, and it was just like it just wanted me to come back and be better.
He always pushed me too. Like, he always told me to do what I gotta do to earn that spot to play.
That's the thing. Like, as much fun as he has, he keeps it real, and like it don't matter if you're a senior or a freshman. If you're a senior and you're messing up, he'll throw a freshman in there, and that's you gotta respect that, because at the end of the day, not every coach is willing to do that, and it just really shows you like, you know, how passionate he is for the team, and just the talks that he has with you. It's real. It's first person. Just what Coach Brown's been through. It's, you know, that's the stuff you appreciate.
Definitely. Did he have that moment in practice he tried to erase you?
Yeah. tried for sure.
He always tried to erase people.
Wait, did he erase Cole? Am I bugging out?
Nah, he
So it was the role.
he plays Sco every week. Every week he's a part of Sco team.
He'll complain about it the next week. I mean, saying he's all sore.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. Thanksgiving game, you guys were able to close out. You won in the last 2. I think you won the last 3 out of 4. Just talk about that, going out with that record. I mean, winning 3 out of 4 against those guys.
It's a great feeling.
Yeah, great feeling.
It's amazing feeling.
It's the cherry on top. The last thing you want is to win on Thanksgiving. Go out
Especially
on top.
if you have a good game too. It's the best.
And Brian came back that game. It's kind of like full circle moment for him after being injured last year, and coming back for that in that game that day. For a team, when you guys found out he was actually going to play, what was the emotions for you?
I was just proud of him.
Yeah.
He came a long
I
way.
was glad he came back.
Yeah, just seeing him come back from an injury like that, you know, is devastating. But
I know.
He came back.
That just motivated us even more to to win that game, you know, just for him and just for everyone on our team, even the other people that were injured, Matt, like all these players that, you know, they put their, you know, you put not your life but your body on the line for these players, and it's, you know, you play for them.
Yeah, and he threw 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns.
It's like he comes back. You had a big game to help the team win. What's next for everyone? What's the college process like for you? How's that looking? Are y'all close to deciding where y'all going, or are you still weighing your options?
Well, you know.
Nah, go ahead.
Well, like I applied at a few schools. I didn't apply early, so I'm still waiting for for like status back, a decision back. But so far, I've applied at UMass Dartmouth, Framingham State, you know, to go play. So yeah, and lately, you know, I've been getting in the gym, working out lately. You know, an off-season grind, trying to get better for next year.
Staying ready, right?
There's no college for me. I'm going to the Navy, so
Hey,
yeah.
good for you on that.
Thank
Good for you
you.
on that, man. Could always play football for the Navy.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna be doing a trade, so yeah,
What trade you doing?
plumbing.
Plumbing? Nice, nice.
Now I'm gonna be also doing a trade, but at a Mass Bay,
Okay.
the community college. This mechanic program that they have that I'm really interested into.
All right.
Yeah, I applied for a few colleges, but I'm just keeping my options open. You know, I'm open to the military and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna see where I fit the best and base it off of that.
Hey, man, y'all are doing great work. Y'all got your future ahead of you. Really proud of you guys. You know, y'all are Rams, but
Hands on top.
oh man. See, I got.
So man, get that out of here.
Anyways, before we get out of here, plug in your social media so everybody know if they want to follow you guys. Just plug in your social media. Remember, your pin is right there.
On IG, just type in Peter, you know, fww.pj. You know where to find me.
My IG is nick_.costa.
Mine is _Yoel Sosa.
Mine is Walter.m781.
And you can find me at JordanD5353 on Instagram.
Next time, please remind Peter to wear shades. I ain't giving my man the memo here. Y'all look like Secret Services right now. All right.
Straight business.
Thank you guys. Thank you for coming through and chatting with me. Really appreciate that. All right, guys. Follow their Instagram page for too. Lynn Classical Football, LC Rams Football 1 on Twitter. All right. Athletes Corner, we out of here.
Rams on top.
That's hilarious. All right, we got players and coaches interviews from the state championship games 2 weeks ago. Just the ones I got because I have some technical difficulties with my external hard drive right now. Trying to get that work out, but I got some interviews in here, so no highlights this week, but we got interviews. So first up, Division III champs, head coach Brian Holden of Archbishop Williams. Talked to him after the game. You went here. You played here.
Yep.
Coming back here, you know what the last time they won. How does it feel for you as an alum of the school to help bring back the first title in a long time?
I will say I'm very proud of the team. You know, I think to go 24-1, I did not expect that at all. You know, I thought, and you know, to begin the season, I thought we had a very good chance of contending for the state championship. Did I think it was a reality? I wasn't sure. But I'm just very proud of these guys. They're very gritty. They put the work in for the last few months. You know, with me being on them about certain things that we needed to fix to get better and to put ourselves in this position and to bring the first state title or the second, I don't even know what it is anymore. I'm just very proud because it's my alma mater, and I don't think I'd be in high school coaching if I wasn't coaching at my school. I just remember when the job opened up, the first time I took the job, I was like, oh, let's go for it, see if I can get it. And obviously I had coached in the past and played in the past. And once I took the job, it was something that, all right, let's try to continue to get better every year so we can put ourselves in a position to win a state championship.
Coach, congratulations on the season. Congratulations on the win. Best of luck.
Thank you for all help. I appreciate it. Thanks again.
All right, next up we have Division I head coach Al Petway from Worcester North. My man came in an all-white suit, Gucci belt. Took the blazer off like 2 minutes into the game and they asked him why. He's like, I needed people to see my belt.
I hear that. You fresh out there, boy.
Check this out.
I'm ready.
Coach, the team just won the state championship.
Oh my God.
What was the emotions going through?
Like, oh my God, I can't believe we just did this. We won like, I don't know, 23, 24 straight games. 24, 25 straight games, whatever it is, I'm not sure. I think it's 23. Buzzer went off, I'm like, hard work paid off. They finally did it. They made history.
A lot of expectations on this team.
Yeah.
But how were they just able to stay focused, stay the course? Because you guys did play a tough schedule all year. How were you just able to stay the course?
Well, I just said one game at a time, one day at a time, one practice at a time. We just got to keep working, guys. You haven't done anything. We never talked about records. We never talked about anything. All we talked about was our next opponent. Nothing. Those kids never said anything. They didn't get cocky. They stayed within themselves. And we just kept going, and then look what happened. They just made history. Well, that's been us all year. I told them, like, the game of basketball is about runs. People are going to make runs, and you just got to respond to it and keep your composure. And they've been doing that all year. So tonight was no different than what they've been doing all year. They keep their composure, and then they go to the foul line. They have to make foul shots. They make their foul shots, and everything else takes care of itself.
One, how happy are you that you're getting a lot of these guys back for next year? And two, you guys just made history. How does that feel?
Well, as far as getting them back, I'm hoping this solidified them coming back another year because it doesn't make sense to leave after doing this. I think go for round 2 and make more history. And when it is, I mean, I'm still numb to this, man. I think it's not going to hit me until later on tonight, I think.
All right, Coach, congratulations on the season.
Thank you.
Next up, we got Malden Catholic head coach John Walsh. They went back to back, so he's got 5 state titles. He got 3 at Danvers.
Okay.
And I'm like, damn, you won at Danvers, 3 of them?
That's dope.
At Danvers, you know how hard it is to get talent over there. Like, and now he got 2 in a row over here. So check this out. All right, Coach. Last year, you guys made history bringing the first state title to basketball.
Yeah.
Now this year, you guys went back
back-to-back, making history again.
Yep.
How happy are you guys for this group?
It's a whole nother group of kids like Nick Martinez, Matt Gaffney, Ethan Tracy stepped up when we had all the injuries. And then to have, like, that's what makes me happy. You see Jamari, Casey, Tony Felder, it means as much to them as anyone else. For them to come back, it means we're doing something right. You know what I mean? We're kind of trying to build that family thing like I told you before. And I'm just so proud of everyone. I really am. I'm so happy.
Nick Martinez, a guy you've praised all season.
Yeah.
But won a big way for him to go out, 28 points. He started off on fire.
Yeah.
It seemed like throughout the season he got better, especially with the role he had last year as more of a catch-and-shoot guy. This year we saw him.
He was off the dribble. It was crazy tonight. Some of the shots he was making were just unbelievable. So.
You know, it's so hard to win a state title. You know, for you, you've won a few. You won some of the Denver's, now you won here. But the work that those guys put in, how happy as a coach is that
I'm so happy because they want it as much as we do. You know what I mean? They put the time, the work in. You know, they go.
Best coach in the state right here. Best coach in the MIA right here. Jean Walter. Best coach in the state.
So I'm just like happy because they put the time and work. Get out of there, Patrick. They put the time in that us coaches do as well, and they really, really deserve this. I'm very proud of them.
And lastly, you've been here numerous times. How special is this one?
Oh, it's special because it's just another one at MC where I went, and I love the school. I love it. Cool. As always, thanks for everything.
All right, next up we got St. Mary's Lady Spartans head coach Jeff Newhall. Check this out.
Coach, emotional one for you and your ladies, especially the 3 seniors. I mean, I'm just proud of you. Are you up there for them to accomplish this as they moving on?
Yeah, they've been a great group, really, for quite a while here. And Yursi's been here for 5 years. I feel like she's part of our family. She's been around so much. But, you know, to be able to finish it off the way that they did, as I said in the locker room, we took everyone's best shot every night. And playing them a third time, I knew this wasn't going to be easy. We had chances to pull away, and they kept hanging around. They made their run, but you know what? We answered the bell when it mattered, and no one looks at the score. They ask who was the state champion, and St. Mary's is the state champion, and these kids deserve all the credit.
Yeah. You as a coach, how you have a moment to be able to thank yourself. I believe that you've had these guys for so long, and the accomplishments that you have been able to do in 3-4 years, going out to all the good things happening in the St. Mary's and the players. Just how happy you for the players.
Yeah, they're obviously great basketball players. We've been through a lot together. You know, going back to when Yursi came in 8th grade, you know, that was a big transition for her. And then, you know, I go back to her freshman year. You know, we were on the verge of a state title and a pandemic hit. And then we go into the next year and you know, we're practicing on Zoom for 2 weeks because someone had COVID. They've just been through a lot. They're a really close group. I got close with those 3 specifically. It's a close-knit team anyways. But, you know, with 3 kids being at their last run around, I kind of just thought it was special for them to go out this way.
Oh, man. We are back. All right, next up, we got Josh Campbell from Archbishop Williams.
Okay, Josh, slow first half for you. Second half, we got going. What got you going in the second half?
I think my teammates got me going. They got me tons of looks. They ran the court, played amazing defense. I think defense is what won us that game, not just scoring, me scoring. I think it was defense. We got tons of stops, got a lot of rebounds, which is what we needed to do to win. We needed to get rebounds, and we did that great in the first half and great in the second half. I think that's what happened.
The first time you guys played them, they got a lot of offensive rebounds. This time, they didn't.
That's what we said we needed to do to win. We need, because they got, I think, 23 offensive rebounds last time we played them, and we knew we weren't going to win if we let them happen that again. So we picked it up, and we stopped them from getting offensive rebounds. I think that was a big part of it.
What did you guys do offensively? Big 20-point lead.
Again, I think it was a big part of they didn't get second chance opportunities. We ran the court great. We passed the ball. It was a bigger court, so we got open space. We moved it. We had the extra pass, and things just fell for us.
You're a state champion. How does it feel?
Feels great.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Carrie Bryan. Check this out.
All right, man. You guys just made history.
Yes. It's great. Feel good. You know, been playing with these guys since I was a little kid. And to do this in high school feels really good. We just made history. I love these guys, man. Just playing hard, staying together, never getting down on each other. Brothers, man. Never get down on each other.
What did you guys do about that defense? Get those guys out of the game. It was a little bit close, then you guys kind of pulled away with it.
Yes, it was kind of keep going from 13 to like 7 and stuff. We had them on the rope, but we finally, I think we got the big man. And 5 fouls, we got him out of the game. And that was a difference maker. And we just went on from there.
Lastly, you're a state champion, man. How does that sound to you?
Anything is possible! Let's go!
Congratulations.
All right, and we are next up. We got Talon Petway, guard. What's the North? He had 22 points. He knocked down a couple big threes in that one. It's their first public school in Worcester to win a state championship.
That's dope.
Yeah,
shout out to them, man.
They got all the private schools and
Remember,
prep
I
schools.
didn't even know this school existed. So shout out to them.
You had a big 22 points back there. There was a stretch with a couple threes in the room. You just
So I've always been in the gym since I was young, you feel me? I just felt the game was a little too close. My teammates trusted me to hit the big shot, and I took the shot and it went in multiple times in a row.
What can you say about this team? So much expectations placed on you guys. You guys had a tough schedule, play on the toughest teams, and you won those games. What does it say about this team and just how you guys came out this season?
This team is very strong, you know. We've been through a lot, you know, so we've been through a lot through family, personal reasons, you know, we've been through a lot through our school, so it's really been battling, you know, so we just stayed with it, stayed the course, trusted each other, we lifted each other when we were down, our coaches trusted us, our teammates trusted us, our school trusted us, we had a lot of support behind this, and from there we went with it.
Also, a lot of these guys could be back. You guys are pretty how excited are you now that you guys are going to get this, and the same team pretty much come back?
So I feel great, you know. The whole state seeing us, this sets a huge statement to the state on who North High is. We're from Worcester. You know, people look down on Worcester for a lot of years, you know, and we just brought them back up. So to have a lot of these guys come back, including myself, means a lot for us, for the city, and for the state.
You're a state champion. How does that sound?
Feels great, you know. 5-away on top, you know.
Oh, y'all should hear the stuff that goes on during the stuff that's being played. All right, next up we got Marlin Catholic's Nick Martinez. Man, that boy went off too. I think he finished with 28 or 30 points. He went off. Check this out.
That's dope.
Last game in the Marlin Catholic jersey, you put up 28 points. I mean, what was your mindset coming into this one? Because it seemed like you made that first shot and it just seemed like the offense was just enough for you.
Yeah, you know, my teammates are really good teammates. They saw that I was hot. I kept hitting shots throughout the game, and you know, they found me. I was hitting them, and it just went from there. You know, my teammates are great teammates. They kept looking for me, and it just went from there.
You guys really got the ball. I got a game in the second half. What did you guys do to cut it to 6? You guys, what did you guys do just to limit them in the offense?
We just got relaxed. You know, Walsh tells us before every game what the other team's going to do, and they did exactly that. That's why we were prepared for it. You know, we came in, we knew it was going to be a good game. Mansfield, credit to them, great team all year. But, you know, today I think we wanted it more. We dug down defensively and offensively. We were all hitting shots.
Last year, your role was different. You were more playing defense, you were catching shoot guy. This year, do you feel like everybody got a chance to see your all-around game because we saw you do more stuff than people probably didn't think you could do?
Yeah, for sure. You know, no one really sees the work I put in the offseason. Coach Lee, Richie, all the coaches, Coach Clark, you know, they're in the summer every day in the gym with us working. Walsh pushed us all to be our best. Garrity too, the whole coaching staff, amazing.
Two-time state champion, how does that sound?
Man, it feels amazing right now. I can't explain to you how it feels.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
All right, we got 2 more for y'all. 2 more. We're almost there. All right, next up is Matt Gaffney. Check it out.
Matt, you guys had the taste last year. You guys came back. I mean, how much special is this one and the team?
It's really special because, last year we had 3 really high-power scorers, Casey, Tony, Jamari, and, they left, and we had to regroup, and we had to come back with guys that played last year but didn't play as much. Nick Martinez, night and day from last year. I mean, he was really good last year. He was a knockdown shooter, lockdown defender, but then this year he added stuff, just game, had pull-up stuff. Bo Moody, he started last year, but this year he really came into his own, especially in the playoffs. He knocked down huge shots for us against Charlestown today. And Ben Howard, he didn't play as much last year, but then this year he stepped up big, came a really big presence in the post. And then Ethan Tracy, man, last year he was on our JV team. He was the best player on our JV team. It did not look like he was going to play varsity at all. This year, we started with Roger. He gets hurt. Tracy comes in, balled out. He's been balling out ever since that injury, and he's been starting every game, locking up the other team's best players, one of their best players. And you were here last game against Charlestown. He hit 2 huge threes, and just came in for all. Today, Messiah Johnson, monster dunk. Insane. And then Preston Kelman, he came in, helped us some big games, and everyone else just contributed in practice and in the huddles and everything else.
How much sweeter is this knowing that nobody thought you guys were actually get back here?
Oh, it's awesome. I love proving people wrong. It's how it is. It's how we do, and it's just a great feeling. It's a great feeling.
2-time state champion. How exciting?
It's great. It sounds unbelievable. Hey, it sounds great.
Hey, this has to be the best point guard in the state, in the class of 25 right now, in the state right now, in the MIAA. And I'm done with the conversation. Best in the state, best in the state. UC, back to back.
MC, back to back. That's how we do. That's how we do.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Right, and last, finally we at the end, we have Kellen, Ursi, and Naya, Lady Spartans.
All right, ladies, this is your last game together as a unit. Can you just describe just this moment for you three, especially this is the last time y'all be on the same team?
I think this was one of the most special moments we've had all together. We're always playing together. We've played, she's been here for 5, I've been here for 4, and I've been here for 3. It's a really big family, and to play our last game against if you asked us what team we wanted to play, it would definitely be this team, and just to pull out with the win for this really important game is just really exciting, and we're happy that this is how it ended. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll just say it's really emotional, but really happy at the same time playing with them during AAU and basketball, high school season. So it's just feels good. It feels amazing.
We're best friends, and this is probably we couldn't have asked for anything better. We've seen each other grow together on and off the court, and this is something we've wanted to accomplish ever since we won last year. I don't know, but it's great, it's surreal, and no complaints.
How much are you going to just miss everybody part of the program that's helped you, all 3 of you get to this point, and as you guys are moving on to college, how much are you going to miss everybody being around them 24/7?
It is going to be a tough one. I'm going to miss these 2 the most, because we've been doing everything together basically, so I'm going to miss them.
As you can see, we're all crying. Newhall was crying. His kids were crying. So it just shows we have such a good family bond, tight-knit bond. And to see us play our last game like that, obviously it's amazing, but it's still sad to be leaving these people next year. But we know that we'll always have them behind our back, so.
Everybody who's on this team and part of the community wants us to be the best people and best players that we can be. They push us every day on and off the court to make us better players and better people. So they've done so much for us, and we definitely credit most of our success to them, and we couldn't have done it without them.
Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh man, all right, we have come to an end. No highlights this week because, I told you, technical difficulties, but no highlights.
The highlight is we back.
There you go. That's it right there. Spring season starts next week. Baseball season starts next week. Baseball, softball, lacrosse, track, all that good stuff. I think I'm missing something else, but check out the games. Check it out. Good luck to everybody participating in spring sports. Mr. Burton 23 on Instagram. Make sure you follow him. Mukala K on Instagram. Make sure you follow me. LynnTV.org, the website, LCTV After the Whistle, the Instagram page. Check that out. Yeah, we out of here. Yeah, I ain't got nothing else to say. No. April Fools.
Oh, yeah, it's coming up.
Yeah.